Hi, this is Soumya from PTE Training Center. Today I am going to explain a question from your reading section, which is multiple choice single answer. So let's get started. So first, what the task is. So as a name implies, from multiple answers you need to choose only one response that you think should be the correct answers for the passage given below. So basically you will get a passage that will appear on the screen, and there will be one question given after that. After reading that question, you have to pick only one response from the options given below. As you know that PD is an integrated test and one task can contribute towards more than one skills, but this particular question gives marks only for the reading. And now the number of tasks for this question can be 2 or 3. Now in the next slide I will explain that how you can crack this question and what are the best ways to attempt this. So having a good reading habit is always helpful when it comes to spotting the right options for the MCQ single answer. So how exactly can you improve your scores in this particular task? So well, there are some steps which can help. So it includes reading and analyzing the question type, and it could be in 2 ways. It could be asked in 2 ways, like the main idea one or the specific information one, and you can use the elimination strategy to rule out the wrong options. And in the last, time management is also very important for the reading, because if you will not be able to manage your time, you won't be able to complete your whole section on time and you can miss some questions in the reading. So in the next slide I will explain that how you can read and analyze the question type in this particular task. So the first step to crack this task is to read the question carefully, and then the question will tell you what you can do. Because in PTE there will be 2 types of questions that could be asked in MCQs, and you will require to deal with these 2 different types of questions in a different manner. So now they could be of 2 types, and those types are the main idea one and the specific information one. In the next slide I will explain that how you can spot the main idea type questions. So there will be 2 types of questions. One is called the main idea and the other one is called the specific information type. And if the question is main idea one, then you do not need to read the options and have to go straight away. You will need to read the whole paragraph and understand what writer is trying to ask, because it could be asked in different ways, like what is the passage mainly about or primarily about, what is the main idea of the passage, what point writer is trying to make, and what can be the best title of the passage, what can be inferred from the passage. So basically indirectly they are asking you about the summary of that paragraph, and you have to understand the context and assuming like you are finding the summary of that passage, so you can't ignore anything in the passage. In the next slide now I will explain that how you can deal with the main idea type. So you just go to the passage and read it thoroughly. Do not read it superficially, because you have to understand the content anyway. Do not read the options before reading and understanding the whole paragraph. And last but not least, keep in your mind that they are asking about the summary of the passage. In the next slide I will explain the other type, which is specific information one. So the other type of question could be a specific information type, and this type is also known as the information matching type or finding the true or false information. So the question could be something like which option was not mentioned in the passage, highlight the options which were mentioned in the passage, or they can ask you about a particular year. For example, in the passage somewhere it was written 1922, so they can ask what was happened in the year 1922. So it's like a particular type of information they are asking. If the question is specific information one, then you will not read the passage first, Rather, go to the options and locate that information in the passage. So basically, you do not need to understand the whole paragraph. You have to match the information in the paragraph, that whether it was true or false information, or whatever they are asking for. In the next slide, I will explain the elimination strategy, the elimination method for ruling out the wrong option. So you should never try to find the right option straight away. You will always try to eliminate the wrong options. Whether we have more than one option to choose, we should always go by elimination method. Rather than finding the right answer, we should try to eliminate the wrong options. In this way, we can get the right option even if we are not sure about the strategy or the logic that is behind the right answer. Now, we can eliminate any option on the basis of two factors. First we call is the false information, and the second one is called the not given information. Now, what is the false information? It means that if any information is not given in the passage, it means that if you can find or match any information given in the option in the passage, but it is contradictory or opposite to what has been written in the passage, it is called a false information, and we can eliminate that option. Now, what is the not given information? If we are not able to find the information given in the option at all, then it is a not given information for us. Please note that you do not have to assume the information indirectly. If it is not there, it is not given. Even if you know the answer from your general knowledge, or even if it's the question is from your own field and you know the answer, but still you can't pick any option on the basis of that knowledge. For us, the information is that one that is only given in the paragraph. So we will assume it and treat it as the not given information, and we will eliminate it. Last but not least, I will explain the importance of the time management in the reading section. So I would like to focus on the most important aspect, which is time management in the reading section. Each question is not timed individually, unlike the speaking and writing tasks. Instead, the entire section is timed. So when it comes to responding to specific tasks in the reading module, although you shall have the freedom to take as much time as you need in each question, you will be at a big risk in terms of being able to attempt all questions on time. So what's the solution? How long should you take to answer each questions? Well, the thumb rule is 2 minutes per questions. So if you will be spending 2 minutes per question, you will be able to complete your section on time. At times, a few passages might be a bit lengthy or short, but please make sure that you are not wasting your time, and you always have to keep an eye on the timer as well as while solving the questions. And that's all about this question type. Thank you very much. I'll be back soon with some good tips and strategies for the listening section of PD next time. Thank you.